we are welcoming you to DAI podcast, and in our today podcast, we will be specifically featuring our some research related topics on experimental AI. Like maybe you most of you know that what a ChatGPT is like. ChatGPT is like these types of things. I think most of you are very well aware about these things. You can see some of the things here. We'll be discussing about these things. ChatGPT, most of you know that about these things. I want to show ChatGPT. Most of you have seen the things. This is very usual for you today, and maybe after its release around 2021 or 2022, it's getting very hype and people are increasing the productivity or efficiency of their work because of this ChatGPT, like a transformer-based model. And basically, these tools, these AI tools, which are generative tools, are not doing great, not only in one field, right? In different fields, like if you are like a computer programmer, then it can help you or it can assist you in coding experience or integrating the different API features to make your system or to make your software or to make your apps more flexible, more user friendly, like that. And then if we are able to talk more about these ChatGPT features, like you can create a beautiful presentations by using these ChatGPT features. And moreover, like we can see other things, like if you are a good lyrics writer, then you can use this ChatGPT to like re-improvise your lyrics that is written by you yourself. And more than these things, we can see lots of the extensible features with these. You can go to explore ChatGPT, and then you can see lots of things, like it's doing the more than it's like, I cannot say it within like 2 or 3 words, but it's really doing well for creating contents, for creating like charts. Like they are providing the extensible features, lots of extensible features, and the more friendly things about these features are already embedded or integrated in different tools, like the more popular common tools, like for the logo generator, like consensus for the research, like Scholar GPT, and like you can like to create an image, to create a video, like you can drop your files or Excel file to ChatGPT and it can do some analysis for you that also. And for the writing also, like you can see the extensible feature with this, like you can use it for humanizing the generated text, or like you want your model to generate videos from text or image from the text, like prompt based fine tuning based method. You can do lots of these things over here, like presentations, research analysis, write anything for education purpose, lifestyle. Like you can do lots of things. Like you can create a music or song makers. Like it's doing lots of good things. And the best things about this is ChatGPT is like how you give a prompt to ChatGPT, so you can get the relevant contents that is necessary for you. Okay, so we will do some of the exercise, though it's like a free podcast, but I want to make it more experimental, and I want to give some basic things that you need to master before you get into artificial intelligence, so you can get better jobs in possible future markets. So what are the pipelines or roadmaps that you need to learn for getting into AI, artificial intelligence job markets? And it's getting more tough nowadays because like mid-level jobs or mid-level developer jobs are being done by AI robots or AI agents. Okay, so basically me, speaking me myself, I'm computer engineer and I love coding, and so I will give some of the examples with coding, and we will explore more of this feature, like what we can do with it, how can we improvise our code by using like chatgpt features. Okay, so let me ask myself, like I don't know anything about Python or like what is artificial intelligence like that. Then what we can do is we can ask the ChatGPT to make a 30 days plan, a 25 or 7 days study plan for me. So I will ask it. So you can give a prompt and it will do everything for you to from where you can start all those things. Okay, this is like I said, I'm a complete beginner. I'm complete beginner for artificial intelligence, and I don't know anything about the coding. So I asked it, you are a complete mentor or you are expert at these things, and so can you give me a 30 days plan or study plan so I can learn more in details about artificial intelligence like that. Okay, so this is the first episode, and then we'll be discussing more about delve into what are the extensible features that the ChatGPT provide us and relating to coding. And we can see like here, I think you can see it clearly from there, like I mentioned it, like it gives you like a proper structure plan to study from fundamentals, math and statistics. You need to have some knowledge about like linear algebra, vector matrix, what the matrix operation, using pandas for data analysis, matplot. And you can structure like this to study more in detail about coding, especially coding. Okay, I'm specific to coding. And then next thing what we can do over here is okay, we will do one basic coding exercise, so you will get more in detail about these things. Okay, so we will go to Google Code app. So here we will open Google Colab. So you can use different IDs also, but I prefer you to start with this one if you are a complete beginner. So I think I can use some. So okay, it's not a problem for me. Oh, it's amazing, man. Oh, we can create a new one. Okay, we will rename it AI Podcast. Okay, we can find here, I think we can find some toy datasets here, okay? You have AI features embedded here also, okay? Gemini features you can see. You can write a prompt to understand more in detail about this one. Yeah, we have MNIST, train datasets, test datasets. The basic thing that you need when you are starting to build a model is you need to have your datasets, and you need to understand about what is these datasets, okay? And MNIST datasets, if I download it, then we can see pixel values over 1, 2, 3, how many, what is the shape of your image, 28 by 28, 784, those are the features. And they have models, labels for each image, is whether those images are 0, 1, 2, 3, like that, okay? So we will discuss more in detail about this one when we are doing experiment with these things. So I will use simple tool like Scalon today to make you easier, to make you make familiar how we do modeling, using artificial intelligence, okay? So I think it's getting more clear here. So our packages are ready. This is how we import our models for our objectives, okay? Now we are going to load our datasets. We can give, and the training datasets begin this one. This is copy path we can give here, and then the next thing is we have a test datasets. Copy path and just run it. Okay, it shouldn't be throwing. So now you want to see what is inside, okay? Trade. Okay, I can see here. See, you have a pixel value, okay? You have how many samples? This much samples, and they have feature 784, and these are for the indices, okay? We don't count this one, these are for the samples number, okay? Okay, now we want to see how many feature variables are used. Train set means this is further, they are in a list, and then we are extracting the shape of train, the shape of the first feature and the second feature, test set 0 and test set. So you can see training data has how many observations this month, and how many variables this month variables, but it is also including the indices, okay? So we can see this more in detail about these things. These have labels too at the end, okay? Let me check. Do they have label? I think they have label to write, okay? 0, 1, 2, 3, like that. We can see here. Okay. I think they have a label too. And then we want to separate this one. These are for you give some particular indices to select the training and test are label and the training features. Okay, you go through all rows and the column, this one column from 1 to all. Okay, for the training data, so you select all rows and you start your column not from 0 but from 1, because 0 is always the indices. Okay, and for the label you go through all those rows but you take the indices 0. Okay, so we can see here, and then we can, let's check data frame of X. Okay, these are features, and then data frame of Y. This must be a label. You get a label for your all samples. Okay, now you want to visualize each sample. Okay, some particular sample. So what it does is like you define one functions and the row like 78 features into 28 by 20. Means it is trying to reshape all those okay, let's begin our session again. So, like, we are reshaping the vectors into like image format. Okay, now we will visualize it. We call this function and like take one sample. Like we will give one sample for each. It will take which row? What it will take? Which row and the data frame? Okay, data frame X. It will print the label for the sample number 5. Okay, so we can see it's like 0, right? The label is 0. So every time, like if you are studying about artificial intelligence, so try to visualize what it is telling about the data. Okay, and you can see this can give you a clear insight about is that like that is a vector reshaping into exact image format or not. So it will give you a clarity about this also. So more advanced, there are more advanced concepts also, so which we will be discussing in upcoming podcasts also. So main thing, if you are like doing artificial intelligence projects, then the very first thing that you need to learn about the data mining, data cleaning, and like mainly related to the discovery that you prepare your data for modeling. Okay, and your mostly 60 to 70% of your time or total duration of your project will be spent on processing the raw data. Okay, so we can see this, and now so we will check the frequency. So you will take the label and then count the value and sort index. You will check how many samples belonging to each one. Like for the label 0 you have this much samples, for the label 1 you have this much samples. So you don't need to like understand more in detail about that, but you need to know what is the like background functionality between those things. Okay, so you will, and like this for the sort as the name, like the function, the method name also clearly explains like what is this functionality. It's very easy for you to find out. Okay, and the next thing, so what we are going to study about each, let's see, like we will see the label, how many samples are there resembling to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. Okay, it takes time because there are lots of samples. You see like there are around like how many samples? There are like, these are the training samples, around 20,000 samples, right? It's a great amount, man. So it is going to take lots of time. So what I'm going to tell you is like this is the basic pipeline that you do in machine learning while you are building advanced neural networks or the general machine learning based approaches for finding out or creating some AI models that can do all those things automatically. Okay. If you can use like GPU for this one, we can do GPU also, but it will take very less time. Okay, like you can see like the world is they are fighting for like resource optimization, like parameter optimization. They don't want your model to like use consume lots of parameter, lots of resources. Okay, they want to like develop a computational efficient and resource optimized things or AI models. Okay, so I think this is very interesting to work on like artificial intelligence project. Like when you start delving deep into artificial intelligence, it's really a very growing field or data science, and lots of the questions are being unanswered, and they're opening a new avenue, a new windows for you to explore more. Like that can be related to job like stock price prediction, drug discovery pipelines, finding out the novel drugs by using generative approach, repurposing approach, like that, and as well as like health assessment app using AI models, and there are lots of things like sports, athletes, injury predictions, like that. It's very interesting to go on. Like if you if you understand the pipeline or you crack what is the main objectives or main pipelines that we do in machine learning or deep learning, and the things that we do in machine learning, deep learning is similar, but in some cases for deep learning models we use like very computationally intensive like tools libraries for loading the models, as well as loading your data sets in a tensor format, in a high dimensional format, so calculating a gradients will be computationally efficient. Okay, so you can see here so we can delve more deep into these things, like if you are interested, but I'm not going to make it more complex, just make it easy. So now you are going to make a subplot, like taking a figure size of 12 by 12, and you go to a range of 1 to 49 and plot, like create a subplot of 4, like how many like row, column, and how many plots, like that. I think we don't define, it says like so I think we are missing something here, right? What do you think? Print image. We have a print image here. Print image 5 data frame X, and then we are doing all these things computationally efficient. For 10, 1 plus 1. How many plots you want to create? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 plots, and how many samples in each plots? Like 10, and then so I think sometime restarting your session works for you. Okay, it will restart your session from 0. Okay, run on. So let's talk more about this one. So it's very good for you to study about these things. Otherwise, what I can do is open notebook, GitHub, then I will type GitHub repo name, GitHub repo name. Oh no, I think I need to take a look to this one. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, get it right. Leave. Okay. I think we have everything here. And then this. We are trying to direct run it from here, okay? And let me check something, okay? Just wait. This is just how you fix everything, like it's not very difficult for you because I want the same file to be used here, okay? I think, can I check here? No, I think not right. Condense, no. Sample data, is that one? Data lab, no. Think we need to mount. So we can do like this. This is not the one we are going to clone. This is the one we are going to clone. We don't need this one because this is how you clone. You need to check it like these things. This is general things. Oh, that's my mistake, man. Why am I doing such a silly mistakes? Okay, now, bam. Okay. I think now we can go to our content. Okay, we must have to find this. Yeah, we have everything ready here, man. Okay. Now, what we can do here is like use this cut, but I'll do all these things manually, okay? Otherwise we can lose, right? write some script that can do all these things in one. Bad. Oh, I think we can see the difference here, right? They have very less sample now. In this, like, we can see they have a label and then picture that this is representing one sample, this another sample, this another sample, okay? We run this, right? We run this. We want to run this. And then we want to run this. Yeah, we get a sample. We get like how many counts for each sample. It's a count float for so don't get bored. It's very This is how we learn in the case of machine learning or deep learning. Okay, you find new data sets and you try to build your AI models for it. So I will be like teaching you about how we can deploy the models that you develop, AI models that you develop by using like Streamlit, Flash, or Django, or there are some other tools that you can use it to deploy your machine learning algorithms like Netlify, like that. You can like deploy it using GitHub. You can host those AI models using GitHub also. I will teach you all about these things. So it will be like a complete framework for you to know more in details about these things, so you can apply in your artificial intelligence projects. Wherever you go, you do the same thing every time, and you become insane, or you are doing like we call it insanity. You are doing the same things multiple times, right? So it takes time. So I want to ask some of the things for you during this processing time, like nowadays, like you're listening to hypes about like DeepSeek is taking over chatgpt version 1.0, right? They claim that they require very fewer parameters, as well as they're computationally efficient and more powerful for logical reasoning or contextual reasoning than ChatGPT version 1.0, and they claim that they use the minimum resources to develop this AI model that can perform better than ChatGPT, and I'm not sure about that. But the features that we see with the DeepSeek and the ChatGPT, there are some limitations with that, like some of the audio features that we can see with the ChatGPT, but ChatGPT in the version like 3.0 or 4.0, but DeepSeek like is the version like alpha version, but they are doing some great things. We must be thankful for the programmers, but they don't have intention to develop such types of AI tools. But they eat, and like wherever we go, like in news, like we can see everywhere, like the DeepSeek is taking control of ChatGPT, like that. Like DeepSeek outperform ChatGPT like that, right? There is some news also that makes some hypes about these AI tools nowadays. So, but the thing is, like, you need to like validate those things what they are telling, okay? Because you are now experimental. You are in an experimental podcast, and you need to experiment everything and don't believe whatever other peoples are telling, okay? Because in this today's generations, I can see the peoples are like studying something over some news or some article, and then they are like pursuing some other like doing a preacher roles for other to make them believe that they are telling these things accurately. They mean to say that like these things are statistically significant, okay? But The today world is totally completely is not the real one that you see. Okay, you need to do it like lots of experiments, do lots of hidden trials. Okay, I think it's taking lots of time. So don't worry, we will be like finishing uh, this series today, and then so like last time, and then next time we will be like doing more interact like comparing like deepseek output versus ChatGPT, and explore some of the like secrets websites, AI websites that you can use for your problem, for your learning, or for your project based learning, or like your thesis or your research, like that. Okay, because nowadays like if and there might be some questions like is it cracking, or is it like making the people dumb, all because of AI high dependency on chat GPT or like that, or the AI tools? No, it's adding more creativity and creating more opportunity to explore or find out the problems that are relating on your field. Okay, it can definitely it can like limit your like creativity or attention, because the task that you need to do it like taking one day, it can be solved within 1 hour 30 minutes. Isn't it optimization? It's not potential, right? You can do like other extra hours for other things, like build like contents that can go viral today, right? So it's taking lots of time, but also like coming up session, like coming up steps are very. It's not time consuming. So believe me, you are staying to last time and know what is AI, artificial intelligence. You will not like me. So what is artificial intelligence from this podcast? Like this experimental AI podcast, and we are welcome you every time. Yeah, we can see, right? It's getting us more better images, like these samples representing the samples, right? So this, how many? Uh, so this is all things that you are visualizing in a form of image. Now what we are going to do is we are splitting those data, one for the training for the models, or educating your models, like you want to educate models that are like giving some features, like these features are more dominant for some particular classes. Okay, and you want to testify that model, like do some generalization of some data sets that you keep aside from the training sample, and for that you use like a scalar trend test split, and with a ratio of 0.2, and random statements like you keep this random state for reproducibility. Like if you use like the random state 1.123, then it will like shuffle the samples, but the samples that we use for training and test will be different, and the result might be different, and there will be always a problem of reproducibility. So always try to use the random state. So we are splitting now, so we get decimal samples, and these are the features for us. Okay, and now our data is ready. Like we have a train data, we have a test data, and then now we need to build a model, AI model, and this we take this model from Escalon. You can use like you can search Escalon pip install. This is the toolkit. Like you can use it. Like you can go through official documentation through this one, like how you like install Escalon. And the good thing that I'm going to tell you is like LLM Escalon is also available now. You can see a Scikit LLM. Okay, it's for large language model experiment. Okay, you can see some of them are already releases the documentation like Scikit LLM and Scikit learning models. This one you can use it. like you can see how we can use this like zero GPT classifier like that. So it's interesting, like if you go on exploring the good things, like you will know. And we are fitting this one classifier to train and label data sets resembling to do its samples, okay? And we are like using that model to predict and test data sets, and we import this to validate evaluate. It's like assessment of model, how many samples it predicts correctly, how many samples it predicts like it's misclassified, how many samples like it predict like was class 1 to 0 or 0 to 1 or to, like class 8 to like 7 like that. We can visualize this one. Documentation fitted, yeah, this is fitted, and now you can use this one and now visualize, like you create heat maps to visualize this one, and then you pass this confusion matrix to heat map to create heat maps, and you mean to say anode means like you want to like show all these labels, okay, and you use this formats or like is like accessory functionality that lies within heat map from functionality, okay. And you can see like how many samples, 794 samples are predicted truly for the positive class, I mean to say level 0, okay. These samples, the samples representing 0 are incorrectly predicted as this one. One sample is predicted as this one, this one, this one. You can explain this clearly, okay. And you want to like explore more or matrices like precision, recall, affine score, and all these matrices have their own significance, okay. One talks about the sensitivity, one talks about the balance between like how well the model can classify positive to negative classes. And F1 score, like sometimes they call it F1 score, sometimes they call it F2 score, and that's based on like which one like you prioritize, like false negative or the false positive, okay. False negative like means just like type 1 error, false like positive type 2 error. Like sometimes they use F0.5 score, so you need to check about more in details about these, why they are preferring different F score for evaluating or doing assessment of their models, okay. Now what is cross validations? So cross validations like basically evaluates whether your model is overfitting or not. Means like there might be the chance like your model is trying to overload and memorize everything that is in the training samples and doesn't perform well in the test samples. So there is a problem of overfitting, and the underfitting case your model will not perform well in a case of training samples. Means like it's not like trying to remember the things that can better classify the training samples or better labels, okay. So for this case you can use cross validation techniques, like some of them use jackknife cross validation, some of them use cross validation, some of them use like leave one out cross validation. There are different functionality that you can use to evaluate the evaluating model, okay. Let's see. This is doing how many cross validations. We can see here number of spread. This is using repeated stratified number is maybe 20, and then it's like repeating this for 3 steps. Let's see how well this model is performing. You pass model, you pass training samples, you pass test sample, you pass the scoring function that you use to evaluate the model, you pass CV means cross validations, how many split you want to create, like 20, how many estimated that you use, and number of observes, how many like, it's maybe number of observes, I'm not actually, maybe the resource they want to use for calculating this scores, like that, your score rates. So they have different functionality, so you need to check more in detail about this one to know more. So interesting. behind my busy work, busy schedule, like I try to make tutorials, like not like education, but like easy talk, experimental AI talk. So you are not only listening my voices, but you are learning something from me, truly, with experimental walks with ourselves. Okay, so if there is some problem while you are like doing some projects, then you can directly ping me so I can help you every time. So it's doing its work. So we can wait for some minutes. So guys, I want to ask you something during this time. Let it work in its background, okay? What are the things I want to know? Who is watching from where, like which country and which profession? Please write down in comment section, so I will be more thankful to know or get the contents more specific to your professions. So that will be more beneficial, that will be more informational for you to go through my podcast also. And then I am hoping to bring some of the experienced people who have like experience working on these fields for more than 10-20 years. So I'm trying to do that maybe in a coming up podcast. So it's interesting today. I'm doing these tasks. So let it do, let it do, let it do, let it do. If I get bored, then I'd love to do something that's just like that is different. You can check my channel also. I love to do anything like singing, playing guitar, not like that. Talking with my friends or family, and sharing some good insights. And that's interesting. That's interesting. Most of the people, they're doing great. This meantime, like we can check some of the things, like what we can see. We can close this one. We can close this one. Let's see something. Stocks. What are you saying?
World, and we got it done, and we're going to get it done again very quickly. Now, I think I do it with an executive order because it didn't go through Congress. I got it approved through Congress, so I think we get it done fast. But it's going to be that can supply all of Asia with its location. All of Asia can be supplied by Anwar. So there's so many things, but we don't want to have any future president ever sabotage our economy with out of control regulations, as the last two Democrat presidents have done. They went crazy. Last week I signed an order revoking Joe Biden's destructive artificial intelligence regulations so that AI companies can once again focus on being the best, not just being the most woken. Today and over the last couple of days I've been reading about China, and some of the companies in China, one in particular, coming up with a faster method of AI and much less expensive method, and that's good because you don't have to spend as much money.
Yeah, we can see like he's optimistic about that things, like he's not like paralyzing those like achievements, and this is the good thing the president should have, like for revolutionizing the AI industry. So because this can give a good sense of competitions between countries. So and he is hopeful like they can also develop more resource intensive, because if they can, why not we, like that. So he's very thoughtful about that, and the biggest things that he is planning to do is like he wants to make like America as a hotspot of artificial intelligence, and he is finding lots of funds, like he allocated lots of funds to like AI industry in America, and I think he will probably do good things for America. It's running in our background. So let it.
That is a positive, as an asset. So I really think if it's fact and if it's true, and nobody really knows if it is, but I view that as a positive because you'll be doing that too. So you won't be spending as much, and you'll get the same result, hopefully. The release of DeepSeek AI from a Chinese company should be a wake-up call for our industries that we need to be laser focused on competing to win, because we have the greatest scientists in the world. Even Chinese leadership told me that. They said you have the most brilliant scientists in the world.
Yeah, but it's confident, right? He tell like we have a very brilliant scientist in America. Maybe he's saying he's not like, this is the true art of like doing a presentation also, and the true art of being a leaders. Like he is taking that challenges, and not like he's not like plunging his scientists down. Like he's not saying like we are not like weak for these, we are not weak for these things, for AI, for advancement in artificial intelligence. So he's just like, we can do, like, because we have brilliant scientists in our country, so we can do that.
Okay. Seattle and various places, but Silicon Valley, they said there's nobody like those people. This is very unusual when you hear a DeepSeek, when you hear somebody come up with something. We always have the ideas, we're always first. So I would say that's a positive. That could be very much a positive development. So instead of spending billions and billions, you'll spend less, and you'll come up with hopefully the same solution. Under the Trump administration, we're going to unleash our tech companies, and we're going to dominate the future like never before. And finally, we need to work together on a defense bill that once again fully rebuilds our military for our great warriors. We have to have...
No, this is so impressive. This is so impressive, okay. So we are waiting for our results here. Let's see. It's taking more time. Wherever I see like it's like a DeepSeek, a Chinese AI startup has doubled DeepSeek R1 model reportedly achieving performance comparable to OpenAI chatgpt 4 in 55 days. Oh, I was mistaken. Like it was compared with chatgpt 4 version, right? China claims it doubled DeepSeek R1 with just, I'm not sure about this one, but I see somewhere like they mentioned they compare with. It's taking lots of time, man. It's taking lots of time. It's taking lots of time. So I think we got our results here right now. So now let's see the accuracy, like mean of that, and the standard deviation. How much is the deviation in between all those cross validation results? Okay, I think it shows like standard deviation of like around 0.05. It means the model isn't overfitting, it's performing well with accuracy of 0.963. And then we can see, and we are evaluating now, we are sure that our model is performing well in case of training data sets. Right now we are like visualizing the confusion matrix for that, like our test data sets, and like it's performing well. Okay, so these are the things, these are the basic things that you use for understanding artificial intelligence. And the very first thing we need to develop now, if you want to like optimize these things, we can use some of the techniques like a grid source techniques, random source techniques, optimal-based hyperparameter optimization techniques for optimizing the model parameter, finding all the best parameters for the model also. And there are lots of things that need to be explored. So just I want to keep some general insights about how AI is working, or how what we are doing in artificial intelligence, especially to the data sets. Okay, so this is the things with experimental AI, and maybe in our next session we will be discussing more about some of the AI tools that has already been deployed and which are ready to be used by us for different purposes, and we will study their significance for different tasks, okay, in the upcoming podcast. So telling this, I want to thank you all people for being hopefully you guys know more about experimental AI today, because we take some like 2A data sets which has been frequently used by the AI community to like benchmark their model performance. Okay, and we basically aim at building easy to use AI tools, and like which are more friendly for you to know about, and you don't need to get trained about using the AI models, like building AI models for your projects. Okay, so to the experiment we did, like build a machine learning like random forest based model. And if you're more interested in this random forest, how random forest based model works on classifying instances from positive to negative, or level 0 to level 1, or level 2 to level 3, then we will be discussing about that one also if you are interested. But the very first thing is just try to understand, like there is some raw data, and if those raw data is not in the form of numerical format or vector or matrix format, we need to convert those raw data into like matrix format. And before that we need to do some of the cleaning tasks, data cleaning tasks, so that we don't have dirty data, like unclean data, unprocessed data. So after that, after converting the numerical vectors, we try to like change the dimensions so that it can fit in within our models. Okay, and before that we do some kinds of EDA analysis, exploratory data analysis, to estimate which of the features are, which particular features within that image or within that instances are more strong for classifying that samples into positive and negative. Okay, and then we build our machine learning model, and then we estimate whether our model is overfitting or not using like a grid search technique, right? Basically they use 20 grid search technique, yeah. And then we use that model, which is not overfitting model, to estimate in the test data sets and evaluate them using classification report like precision, F1 score, like that, and more matrices. And this is the basic working pipeline for you if you want to know more in AI and start your journey towards artificial intelligence. So please then get training. Like AI is free for you to study, and the metros are very easy for you. The first thing is you need to have intuition or interest or discipline to get into artificial intelligence and find dream jobs in your future. Okay, so please till then, thank you, and thank you from the podcast, and maybe you will next time. Okay, have a good time, and bye bye. See you. Take care.